Let's go to the full and narrated chapter of One Piece 1142. Ready? Then let's go, after the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and before diving into this content, hey, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss anything. Well, let's get to the video. The title of chapter 1142 is The Things I Fear. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Vol 28. Return the sword and the girls you kidnapped. Raime Hake, Thunder Bagua. Yamato defeats Who's Who with a single blow. Page 1 of the chapter, Walrus School. The chapter begins with the children screaming, "Teacher, teacher, help us!" We see the silhouette of a giant snake. One of the crying children says, "Teacher, there's a giant snake in the school garden." Another child says, "It's a Jormungandr. That's the serpent of the world's end." Meanwhile, we see the serpent roaring, and teacher Anjay is facing it with a piece of wood. The children are running. Another child says, "Wait, today is Saturday, isn't it? Ah, we're going to be eaten." Teacher Anjay then says, "Everyone, get inside the school now." Page 2 of the chapter, Introduction Box, Teacher's Room of Walrus. We see the math teacher. He says, "Teachers, we have an emergency." Anja says, "That's true, a giant snake has appeared." The principal then says, "What do you mean, the beast of the world's end? But what is a creature like that doing here in the land of the sun?" Math teacher, Blade. He says, "I hope everyone can escape." Introduction box, Principal Kiba. The principal says, "We need to call the chiefs." Introduction box, National Language and Library teacher, Anjay. Anja says, "Meanwhile, the children." One of the desperate, crying children says, "Ah, teachers, Aegir is going to be devoured. Ah!" We see the serpent approaching the crying child. Double page 3 and 4 of the chapter. As we see the serpent getting closer to the child, Principal Kiba runs holding a hammer with spikes like a walrus's teeth. He then strikes the snake. "Get out of here, horrible monster!" After hitting the snake's mouth, we see Saul arriving from above and landing a punch with armament haki. He says, "Sorry for the delay, Principal Kiba. Kimatsu Shiken." Note, the kanji used here in the attack reads as demon purification, but it can also be interpreted as final exam or final test. The serpent then falls to the ground after taking the blow directly to the head. Page 5 of the chapter, the children are amazed. They scream, "Ah! What was that?" As we see Principal Kiba and Saul, the children say, "Principal and Saul Sensei." Introduction box. Former warrior giant pirate, Principal Kiba. Kiba says, "My back hurts. Thanks for the help, Saul." Saul then says, "No problem, Principal, but what was that serpent?" Page 6 of the chapter. Still impressed, one of the children says, What do you mean the principal was a warrior pirate too?" Another child says, "So it's true, Sensei Saul is really strong. He was in the Navy, wasn't he?" Another child says, "That's so cool." We see Robin and Chopper, who are sitting on Saul's beard. Robin then says, "Are there beasts like these here in the land of the sun, Saul?" Chopper says, "It was gigantic." Saul then replies, "Well, sometimes some animals appear," but then Saul apologizes to the children. "Hey everyone, I'm sorry if I scared you." The children then say, "Not at all, that was actually really cool." Then a child shouts, "Wolf Sensei." Chopper says, "What? What is it now?" Introduction box. Inside the school, we see a man lying on the ground covered in blood. Introduction box. Physical education teacher Wolf. Someone says, "What happened?" Page 6 of the chapter. As Professor Wolf is being assisted by Saul, he says, I'm fine, but what about the children?" A child who was in class responds, "Professor, Ilva and the others walked away without telling anyone." The professor asks, "But where did they go?" Then one of the children talks to Robin and Chopper, asking, "You are Luffy's friends, right?" Robin replies, "Yes, we are his friends. But did Luffy do something to you?" Then Saul starts running while Professor Wolf warns, "Be careful, Saul, don't touch the children." Saul then asks the other children, "Where did Ilva and the others go?" Then one of the children warns Saul, "That way towards the beach." "But Professor, what's happening to them? It looks like they're sleeping." Robin says, "What do you mean sleeping? But aren't they walking?" The child says, yes, that's right. As we see a line of sleepwalking children being guided by Gunko's arrow, one of the children explains, it's like they're asleep. They don't respond when we call them. Principal Kiba says, hey children, come back. Where are you going? Sound the trumpet. Alert the entire country. Saul then says, alert the entire country? Isn't that an exaggeration, Principal? Kiba then says, Saul, something strange is happening. Look at the forest. Then we see Professor Blade blowing the trumpet. Page 8, then Saul, Robin, and Chopper are shocked. They say, what is that? We then see large silhouettes of animals. Saul says, more monsters appeared, but where did they come from? Kiba says, see? How could this not be an emergency? Yes, this is truly an emergency. Teacher Anjay then says, look, the children here are starting to faint. Hold on, children. Saul, astonished, says, what is happening? I don't understand anything. Chopper, seeing the scene, is in shock with wide eyes, saying, what's happening here? Put me down, Saul. I need to examine these children. Saul says, all right, I'm counting on you, but what could be happening? First of all, stop the children and get them to safety. Page 9 of the chapter. The scene changes. Introduction box. Elbaf, the underworld. Loki says, did you really think that just chaining my leg with Kairoseki would be enough to contain my power? How naive you are. If you want to save Elbaf, release this last shackle now. If you think I can't do anything in this situation, I'll show you. Hadruddin says, Loki, calm down. Luffy says, you? Sanji then says, but who is this bastard? Loki then says, you'd better hurry up. If I hit something, something will be destroyed. The flame will spread. You know what Elbaf's weakness is, don't you? Double page 10 and 11. Lifting Ragnar, Loki says, I will annihilate you all. Then Loki strikes the tree trunk with his hammer, and a bolt of lightning descends from the sky. Everyone is in shock, and then a blaze of fire forms. At the Giants' Festival, someone says, was that lightning? Another says, Yarul-sama, a fire has started in the south of the island, and I think I heard the trumpet. Jarul then says, fire is dangerous. Put it out immediately. Page 12 of the chapter, the scene changes again to Walrus School. Teacher Anjay then says, Principal Kiba, Saul Sensei, those monsters over there, I remember them. Kiba then says, really, Anjay? She then says, it was just today. We see a quick flashback of the children. One says, Loki is going to use a hammer to destroy the world. Another child says, of course not. The one who will destroy the world is Nika. We see them holding a sketch of a Nika. Another child says, stop it. Loki is the scariest one. Another child says, you're all wrong. The scariest one is Fenrir. A discussion among the children begins while Anja says, hey children, don't climb on the tables. Page 13 of the chapter, the children argue, each one shouting, Ghost, Draugr, Storm, Nidhogg, Jormungandr, my mom. Then the teacher says, are you finished, children? One of the children says, teacher, if I keep thinking about this, I'll end up having nightmares. The teacher says, aha. Sorry, but just like in your essays, your personalities are very present in these drawings. You express your imagination very well. We see the teacher holding a drawing exactly like one of the monsters that appeared. Back to the present. Teacher Anja says, all of that, those are the things children imagine when they think about fear. Kiba says, that's not possible. Double page 14 and 15. Anja says, this is the world most feared by children. We see various creatures, a giant snake, a Loki, a bird, a thundercloud, and a black Nika. Then we see that the one using this power is Saint Killingham. He says, phew, everything is ready. Saint Summer says, you did a good job, Killingham. The limit is until those brats reach the ship. Killingham says, do you think they'll be able to get the children back? Summer says, haha. Love is someone who gets hurt by being hurt. Hey, Gunko, are you afraid of anything? Gunko then says, of Nika. Final text. End of the chapter. Break next week. And that was One Piece chapter 1143. What did you think? Leave a comment. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. See you next time, and thanks.